Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. Well, I do what I do for you. Ooh, I got something nice for you today. Let's get this party started. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinking mission. Yeah, that's what I'm on. It's to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, and that's what I'm on, is to get all right thinkers to know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal should be to know thyself. See where I'm going with this? Let's go. Know thyself. I ask the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. But if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes to think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to Maya, be true. We're in lesson number 7. We're moving right along. Hope you're getting lessons down. Hope you understand them. Hope you're using them so you can benefit. That's the intent. This chapter is number 7, lesson number 7. The title is Right Thinkers. Let's talk about the principle of set, aka the dark side. Okay, the shadow side they call it. Okay, but that's the side we gotta learn about. A lot of people don't want to deal with the dark side. We're gonna deal with that. The principle of set and how to overcome egoism on your journey up the tree of life. You have to master each level. Right now, we get the first level, which is set, and that egoism, ego, and mortality. That's who you got at this level. You have to master these to get to the next level. Let's go, right thinkers. The first level that is above us, that is human existence, is set and neftet. If you recall the picture of Haru and Set, we talked about Haru aspects and the aspects of Haru. Set is a combination of what? Two divinities sharing the same body. See there? That's the picture. And that's the phrase. You hear the devil get behind me. Haru should be facing this way, Set facing the other way. So you use that to understand the concept. Let's go. Now you got a combination of two deities, and it's depicted as Haru with two heads. The body is pretty much Haru's. The appendage sticking out, that's your ego self, and you create that. So we're gonna break that down for you. Hope you get a better understanding. A lot of us don't have a clue about our ego, but they claim they know the devil. Should clear both of them issues up for you with this lesson. All right, let's go. So he looks okay. You got Haru, set combination, two divinities depicted with Haru with two heads. One head is the falcon head, and the other head is a strange looking animal. They did a three-part animal. Again, he looks like a camel, a dog, and an aardvark all in one. Remember, I met the crocodile, lion, and hippopotamus. So they make combination mythical characters. That's the purpose of it. And there are no records of such animal existing, okay, in ancient Kemet, Africa. It is a mythological creature, again, that has no origin, no destination, and we will explain again about that further as we get along. So let's talk about Set and Nephthah. I just showed you the picture of the composite divinity. Haru and Set is in one personality. That's you. Your lower self is the ego self. Start out with that. You have to raise your consciousness to become Haru, the real you. Haru you great. You the master of yourself in the flesh. What does the struggle of life in terms of success and failures of maintaining what virtue in life represents. What this means is that this wonderful spiritual aspiration that you have, you come here in the physical form to sit for classes, and learn and study the books that you want to be a student, aspirant, or AK, in this matter, a right thinker. And all that kind of thing signifies what? That you mean well. Okay, good intentions, we know about that. But often for most people, the next thing that happens is that what? Life, we call it. You get caught up in the world. We call it life. When you call your own father, we call them fetters. Or in the new word, Jada Smith, entanglements. All right, so whatever excuse you want to use for it, that happens. So for a female, you may get pregnant, or as a brother male, you may get somebody pregnant, or you may go out and get drunk, or you may even eat too much, or smoke weed, or you get angry and you hit somebody, get into a physical altercation. Whatever it is, it's all because along with what? That wonderful aspiration that's in you, the good side of you, guess what? There's something or someone else. Watch this. And that someone else is called, you ready? Set. We knew about him a long time ago. That's the concept of the ego. Now, Carl Jung, he the master of the ego all of a sudden. Okay, whatever, but we knew that thousands of years ago. I'm not impressed. His philosophy is pretty much on point. I agree with it, but he didn't originate it. He just broke it down, simplified it, and modernized it. Let's go. So you have some positive aspects of your personality that's in there, and that causes you to do good deeds. Again, but to be altruistic. But here we go. Another aspect that comes out once in a while and more often for lesser evolved, meaning ignorant people, that causes what? Negative thoughts, negative feelings, and it leads to bad actions. Notice that the image is of the body of Haru. He's the connected to the body. And that the head of Set is just an appendage. It's a reason for that. There is more Haru in Haru, and only a head of Set is coming out. He's up here in your head. But watch this. The head is all that is needed, to send what? Your full personality for a loop. The presence of the head of Set means that the mind and the unrighteousness of Set can corrupt even the most perfect body and most greatest intent. You may want to do the right thing. Your intention may be, but that other part of you, that part, once it get control of you, it's going to supersede your rationale, your logic, and your understanding, and you're going to do what? The wrong thing. Knowingly, willingly. I was a willing participant. Understand that. That's the part about us we don't want to know about. Yeah, I willed myself to do that. Why? It ain't come natural. I knew it was wrong. I just changed my mindset and put in my mind, I'm going to do this. I'll do that. Not again. Ignorance. And you're going to make allowances to do something wrong. That's all. But remember, however you make excuse you use, once you do it, you're responsible for that action. So you're going to pay for your transgressions, whether you knew what you were doing, you were willing or not. But the key is learn not to make those mistakes more than once. If you make the one, that's okay. That's a gimme. We understand that. 2, 3, 4, that becomes a habit. Understand that. So let's go move on. The idea of learning is from the experience that you had. If it was bad, you should stop doing that. Thus, there is an ancient Egyptian proverb that states what? There are two roads of humankind. One is the path of righteousness, that's your higher self, that's Haru. And the other is the path of unrighteousness, that's your lower nature, that's you. When you don't raise your consciousness, you live on the beastly nature. And this is what? Your choice, so they say. Free will, remember that? Your free will is to take what? The path of your choice. But it's not as simple as what? Your free choice. Why? Because you really, you ready? Don't have free choice. You think you have free choice, but you are kidding again yourself. You are fooling yourself. Your choice is determined how? By the life that you lead. Right there. You can say what you want, but it's all predicated on what you do, your actions, your IRI. A person's life is determined by their actions, their IRI, and their actions are determined by what? Their thoughts. And the thoughts are determined by what? The philosophy a person lives by. Right there. It don't say a belief system that you live by. It says a philosophy. You can live by a philosophy. You can lay it out and give it to them, tell them stories, give them mythological characters, and give them a understanding that they can stand on. A foundation that's sturdy. Not, well, just believe I'm telling you when stuff they say don't make no sense. Well, just believe it. Okay. We don't do that. Our ancients never did that. That's childish. Do you believe, watch this, you are an individual and you have a choice to believe what you want. But guess what? That belief is not well founded, so it is wrong. In your individual personality, and you're what? You in competition with other personalities. The dog eat dog world, rat eat rat shit, all that nonsense. Again, mental concepts in the world. And watch this. Or do you believe you are a higher than that? Again, that's the Haru in you, the aspire, the aspirant. That's the right thinker coming out of you. That's what you want. And what's this? You believe that you're higher than that and belong to something greater or more sublime or divine than human existence. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. This experience is just temporary. It's going to run out. The body going to run out. Get conscious, get knowledge, get understanding of who you are, so you had to what? Reincarnate. Why? Because of ignorance. Simple. Do you believe you are eventually got that? So watch this. When a person performs an action, that action contributes to what? The building and the tendency to move in what? That direction. Be it positive or negative. If that action is repeated, that's where you're going. Excuse me. If your life is virtuous, it's good side. There you go. But that sets up what? Your area of what? Virtuous tendency. That means you're going to pretty much do the right thing. When we raise our children to teach them right from wrong, if we hold them accountable to do what's right, they'll know right from wrong instinctively. Why? They've been held accountable, so they get comfortable doing that. But if you have children with no discipline, no boundaries, no understanding of consequences of their actions, they're going to do bad things. Simple as that. So you want to let the jail take care of them, prison system, or you take care of that home where it's supposed to be taken care of. If you do lots of good deeds, deeds, if you have lots of good thoughts, that's where it comes from, you have a tendency in what? In that positive direction. When I was a young kid, wanted to have a paper route, wanted to make a couple of dollars, wanted to do the best I could, stuff like that. That's good deeds. But if you are a negative person, let's go there. And most of us thrive on negativity. Why? You say hateful comments. You don't like nobody, what they do, how they do it. And now you are developing what? Hate. Hence, haters. And you tend to be a hateful person. Yeah, if you are a lustful person, chasing women, or you're a woman luring men, wearing fancy clothes or, revealing clothes, stuff like that. If you're that kind of person, then lusting after things, you'll develop what? More lust as you what? As your tendency. You want what? More of it. And that goes on even after death. So that implies you are that direction. If you feel a certain way, you're going to follow that. And that trend, if it's negative, it won't stop until you stop it. Even in the next life. Moving on. Now, consider this. That you may think that you can make a conscious choice. Really? Okay. How many times have you tried to stop smoking if you're a smoker? I'm stop smoking. I'm gonna lose weight if you're heavy. Everything you said a whole bunch of stuff. Stop eating meat, and you can't do it. Why? Because you ain't sincere. You ain't dedicated. It's just a bunch of words. It ain't from the heart. Simple. Those are things that just come out your mouth. Just whatever. Okay? Like your boy. Only 10% what come out his mouth is true. 90% is wasted DNA. We call it junk. Okay, simple. Somebody put some meat in front of you. If you claim you ain't gonna stop eating meat, and what happened? You eat it. Why? Because you feel like you can't do without it, because they're your bodily desires, your earthly, your physical desires. Sometimes we're rationalizing. Watch this. We're rationalizing what this action you know is wrong, but you can't stop yourself from doing it. Right there. That's an addiction. That's a personal self problem. When you know something's wrong, you know something ain't good for you, and you still do it, you deserve what you get for that action. That's all it is. Ain't gonna do it. Nobody else. You did that. Well, God, no. Be responsible for what you do. He take care of the rest. Where you at? So watch this. Here you go again. You have heard that kind of rationale speech. Everybody says the same thing. Just a little bit. It's okay. No big deal. A lie. Little white. What the hell's a white lie? What the hell's a white lie? Okay? But just a little bit. I just have one beer. Okay? You ain't supposed to be drinking. I just have one. Or just a little bit. That 50 say, all I need is a little bit. Put your pants down just a little bit. Okay? It starts with just a little bit. It don't stop. The idea is no little bits, no starch. Okay. Or sometimes what happens? You get sick, or you get tired of just hanging back, making decisions. You decide, hell, I'm just going to plunge. So you say, okay, if I'm going to commit this sin, married men or women, let me just go out headlong into it. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to go out and have a little affair. Let me have an adulterous and full, lustful affair. When you do that, it may be exciting because the thought and the action, when you do it, have fun. But then after the fact, the consequences that come with that, are you ready to pay them dues? That's why it's self-defeating when you get caught cheating. You give in to what? To this, and where the Christian's idea, this is where this Christian idea come of the little devil sitting on one shoulder and the little angel sitting on the other. Yeah, Haru and Set. It's been going on. It's classic, good and evil. Can't have one without the other. But you become the deciding factor for you. Everybody had that choice, okay? And the other shoulder comes from what? But this teachings we have here in much deeper conceptions. Why? Because we are talking about us. And when you have a thought from yourself, when you have that action, the thought is okay. Once you put that thought to action, that action or cosmic force is a portion, the thought sets up what residue in your unconscious mind, highest level, and that unconscious impressions that is left where and attached to what? Your cosmic force, your higher self. And a portion of that energy form, if you think lots of thoughts, you are what? Accumulating more and more energy in that particular direction. And if those thoughts are egoistic and negative, it's going to give it to you. It don't care. It's going to give it to you. Watch this. It works for the good or the evil. It don't care. The function, concept, don't care what you do with it. It is what it is. So you are, again, the deciding factor, positive or negative, good, bad, right, wrong. Don't make a difference. You have to be the deciding factor. Why? Because you're the one going to be responsible. That's why common sense. And this is what the key to succeeding where? In transforming your IRE, aka your karma, your actions based on your unconscious mind that impels you to what? Go a certain way. If you're negative, you're going to go that way. Positive, you can continue to go that way. Watch this. Now, where we at? Did that yet? Virtuous people. There we go. What's virtue? We don't even use that word no more. Virtuous people do not have to worry about what? Being virtuous. You acquiesce. It's just that what it is. They don't have to sit around and worry, what would I do if this situation happens? Just do the right thing. Simple. What would I do if this situation happens? Again, just do the right thing. And what am I going to say or do? They don't have to do it. Why? Because all that is going to come out of it from the storehouse of what they already had from the previous or the positive IRE will be good results that was created through positive thoughts and good actions of the past. Again, if you are the kind of person who is getting into what these things, the teachings, but you are coming from a place where what? You are cursing a lot. Every other word out your mouth is a cuss word. You notice how sometimes you try to transform yourself, supposed to be better yourself, improvement, but you try to become what? Virtuous. If you got to work hard to become virtuous, you're not a good person. You got to change yourself. Why? If you try to become virtuous and righteous and all that kind of thing, and all of a sudden an insult or a cursed word will come out and you don't know where it came from, that's still that part of you that you still ain't got under control. Total control. You won't flip out. I've never seen my pastor and best friend over 45 years ever lose his cool and freak out. I can't say that about myself. So trust me, when you got that kind of control, you got power. That's what it's all about. And if you're a Christian, Muslim, or Jew, don't bother me none. I respect the power that you have for doing that action. Yeah, I forgot about it. Sorry about that. But where we at? Okay, no. You know sometimes, okay, okay, yeah, right here. If it comes down and you try to control it, well, here you go. Yeah, sometimes insult word come out. You tried to hold it. The first show I ever did, I showed up to my mother, a whole hour-long show. And when it was over, she said, well, baby, at least you didn't curse. Still seeing that in me. So just a little quick lesson. Let me wrap this up. And watch this. This is an effect of your unconscious mind, and it will affect your unconscious mind. That is tied to what? It's tied to your mouth. So if the mind ain't thinking before the mouth grows, your speech will, it's your speech organ that controls the mouth, your tongue. Think before you talk. You may try to control it, but sometimes you can't fully. Why? Because eventually, what? Your unconscious mind will compel you, since the impressions that had, again, are still there waiting to be expressed with the energy they have associated with them. Every now and then, it just come out of nowhere, okay? And this is why the unconscious mind must be cleansed. This is why you must purify your mind, your conscious mind. And what is the unconscious mind? Quick breakdown. The unconscious mind is that region of your existence where your unconscious impressions, your RE, is stored. Conscious, physical, subconscious, second level, third level is the unconscious. Those are three levels of consciousness. And the unconscious mind is where you don't know what's going on because you're not conscious, hence unconscious. And you have three main realms of planes in which you exist on. Again, one is the physical plane, and that is the plane that most people know about right here in physical time. There is also an astral plane. That is the plane where your mind operates, your subconscious. Once you go to sleep, your subconscious take over. Your heart still beats, your body functions still go, all the organs that function on the subconscious. You ain't in control at that time. It still does what it does. In the unconscious, when you have a thought, imagination, your ideas, or mainly your dreams, you are operating in that plane, the astral plane. But where does these thoughts that come into your conscious awareness, where they come from? They already exist as seeds in your deeper unconscious mind from previous lives, okay? Reincarnation, a realm that you are not aware of, I just told you. But every time you have a thought or you making an action, that's the residue or your impression that gets what? Dropped into your unconscious area, and it sprouts forth when what? When your current or future physical or mental energy or activity resonates with that IRE, aka karmic impression. The body, don't forget, it keeps memory. Almost done. You may not think of somebody who did, oh no, I'm gonna like past that. That's the fluff. I got one more lesson to go right here. It's gonna be two-part. I see the lesson. Now, good action, bad action. That's your IRE. That's karma that you create. That's you. You reap what you sow, and you can transform it. How? By performing righteous, selfless actions when daily, and suppressing what? Your negative actions and thoughts. And now you're resolving what? Those negative actions through what? Understanding of their error, egoistic actions, and they are erroneous because they are based on unrighteousness and error. Human, to be human is to error. If you hate somebody, understand that what? You're hating yourself. We all one. We don't understand that part. Again, we human think we got to go against each other. Nope. We're spiritual being all one. But your hatred is the factor of your own failure to what? Seek truth to fulfill yourself in a righteous manner, aka know thyself. Your failure to achieve happiness in the same place, same concept, is holding you back. What? Your ego. Moving on. You cannot achieve true happiness in the realm of generation, as we discussed already. If you accumulate righteous thoughts and following up with righteous feelings and actions called good IRE, that begins to accumulate. And what happened? It begins to outweigh the negative. Everything you did in the past until the negative become what? Diminished, weakened, and dissipated. But it will not be completely diminished. Why? Because there is so much of it in prior, I guess, lives. So the only way to completely diminish it is to overpower it or, again, subdue your lower nature. It totally, utterly, you have to have control over your lower nature. And the great weapons for this subjection is what? Of negative IRE are the what? Lights of Ra, which are like arrows. This is also recalled. Remember the arrows of the goddess Net, who gave birth to Ra, and the pinpoint strikes of her wisdom into what? The heart of ignorance. Her arrows was knowledge. When she put it back, it's going to hit us mark. Why? Because she only get ignorance. That's the lesson. I got part 2 coming up. The ancient Egyptian god called Set is your dark side. I'll be back. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all let it be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinker like you passed away. I'll be back.